there's so many different ways to understand the energy, but there is this strong feeling that we're really not settling in to focusing on how this feels. So you really need to be quiet with yourself, and you really need to like be, really sink into your body and ask your body, to show you these things and like say, I feel you, I feel the energy, and, show me. Because our body's intelligent. It's the temple of our spirit. And we're these magnificent, beautiful light beings with all this potential that we're clueless about because we're crossing the veil, and we're in this dense physical world. And of course, the veil's thinning. But we have to open up, expand our minds and our bodies and our energy field to receive it all and to imagine how magical it all is. So, it can be explained to you on a very scientific level through quantum physics and how all that works. I do have that understanding, but I tend to just lean towards, how does it feel to me? How does it express? And, when I meditated beforehand, I was really feeling the electromagnetic field. We're electric and magnetic. And the energy is, I saw my heart as this ball of white light, magnetically drawing light into it. And then when I wanted to share it, it was shared like a ray of sun, like sun rays that went out into the world. And then I was like able to just, play with that. I could draw in all the light. I can magnetize the light to me just by being in this peaceful state, by choosing to be in alignment with the 0 point, with myself, with my core, with my heart, and just, sit in that, rest in that space. And then, I could just draw it in. It just draws in and builds up, and then share it any way you want to share it. So there's a microcosm of the macrocosm, and the macrocosm of the microcosm, whatever way you want to think of it. You see these pictures of the universe, and it's this big swirling mess, or the galaxy, and it's everything is swirling, everything is spirally, and really what that is the toroidal field. The toroidal field is like a donut-shaped field that spins and goes around and back into itself, around and back into itself like this. But it spins in this direction too as it goes around, so it's more on a diagonal, and everything is based on that. Everything. So your atoms work in that fashion. So your cells work in that fashion. Everything vibrates. Everything creates a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is energy. Everything is first of the unseen before it is of the seen. So your whole body is like this magical little universe. You think of every little atom, lit up, spinning around, and it's conscious. It's intelligent. Everything is conscious. Everything is consciousness. So the field is conscious. So Mother, Father, God, Abba, Sophia, whatever you call it, is this conscious field of light, of energy. It's consciousness itself. So we decided to separate from that knowing, from that feeling. So now we're here in this world where we are drawn away from the vibration, from being in harmony with the vibration of our origin. And what we need to practice is being in that vibration of your origin. And so, like, things that provide that vibration, or like being out in nature, sitting and meditating and being in communion with yourself, with your body, with your higher self, honoring your body, speaking to your cells and listening, and being in touch with Mother Earth and the foods that you eat. And it becomes like whatever's in your environment affects your vibration. So any thoughts that you have If you're having negative thoughts or stressful thoughts, your body's not in that alignment with your divinity, or your vibration. Everything is in the vibration. It's just magical. And we just really have to embrace that now, how magical it really is. And it really is all about the unseen, the vibration. You can't see it, but it's when you tap into it and you sit in it and you're connected to 0 point. 0 point is the place in your heart where your connection to source is. So it's across the veil, it crosses the veil of forgetfulness. So your connection to your true identity is there. And if you can just bring yourself to that space, you can learn so much. And you can expand and open up into what all the possibilities are. We could absolutely heal ourselves, but we don't believe it. We feel so limited. We're so limited by this denseness. This seems so real to us. But what we're trying to do now is bring our higher selves into this body and harmonize it. Harmonize the two together so that we can have the experience of heaven and have the experience of physicalness. It's beautiful here. It can be beautiful. We can have a beautiful experience moving through life. We can heal ourselves. We can, create these magical events, these things to do and ways to communicate and still be physical and still be able to touch and feel and smell and hear and dance and move and all those physical things, as well as, connect with people intuitively, heal our bodies, be in the light in all these magical fashions, all of the unseen world. So what we really want to do is do both. But we're being bombarded with fear. And fear is a vibration that takes you out. You cannot be in your center. Do you know when you do meditate and you sit in your center and you feel calm, and all of a sudden it's like you don't have any questions that need answer, or you're not feeling that fear that you were feeling all day. It's gone because it's not real. But the consciousness and the energy vibration of source is real. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. So it's tuning into that frequency and becoming all the magic that you can become. So I totally was just feeling so drawn in us to take the time to really get to know our physical bodies from an energetic standpoint. And understanding that we are electromagnetic beings and we can magnetize to us what we want, and we can repel what we don't want. So when you raise your vibration, you can just draw to you higher vibrational things. And fear is a low, dense vibration. Anger is low, dense vibration. Happiness and joy are higher vibrations. When you're in a higher vibration, you can't be affected by dense vibrations. So that kind of brings us into, that's part of your protection with viruses and illnesses. Is, you raising your vibration, you're being in harmony with yourself, you're in harmony with your heart, you're in harmony with your higher self. And you're moving through this world and in joy and adoration. And those lower vibrations can't affect you. Have you noticed that, the people who are always sick are the ones that are stressed and they're always afraid and they're always anxious, and they tend to get sick more often. They tend to pick these things up. So I think there's a lot of things coming down the pike that are going to challenge us. There's going to be a lot of fearful looking things coming at us. But we have to trust that we are divine vibrational beings. It's in your heart center. If you just, and I know a lot of you on here already do all this, you do meditate and everything. If we just take the moment And, if we get out of this quarantine, still, you need to take those moments and just center into your heart and move through life centered in your heart, and you'll be protected, and the magic will open up, and those things will dissipate, because dark energies can't survive in light. So the more light that we hold, the more higher vibration we are, the more in alignment we are with ourselves, the less any of that stuff can grab hold. There's nothing to hold on to. I guess if you think of like if you're in a dense energy and you're dense thinking and you're dense food and you're dense, you're just in density, there's more to hold on to. There's more to grab onto. And I used to like really stay stuck in stuff, like things that upset me. I would stay in it for weeks. That doesn't happen anymore. A lot of us, a lot of us are saying that these days, but I think it's just because we're raising our vibration, and it just can't cling to you. It can't cling to you. But now we're moving into creation now. So aside from avoiding the fear and staying in the high vibration and always having the eagle perspective, or the Hawkeye perspective of life, be the observer of everything that's going on, but maintaining your vibration, your high vibration, your frequency, in harmony with the consciousness of life, consciousness of source. And now, now you're a master, you're mastering this, you're starting to feel this. So, just take the time to really feel it. And you become a master of this, and then you're the creator. It's time to be the creator. It's time to move into creation, not just moving through life. We've just been moving through life. Now we're in this quarantine, and we have all this time to really get to know this energy field that we are. Be in it. Take this time to be in it. And then start playing with the idea of being the creator. Life is what we see on the outside is a reflection from what's on the inside, individually and collectively. So start dreaming what you would like to see in the world. And I mean really dreaming. Don't just think about what you think you could change. Or I think our biggest hiccup is that we start thinking about, well, I have to figure out how I can do this. And you don't have to figure out the how, because that's part of trusting your higher self. Your higher self is completely aware and awake and attached to source. So everything you need comes from there. And if you just know that, okay, there's still this veil, I can trust my higher self to guide me. And this is where the trust comes in the unknown, and allowing yourself to be in the abyss. Just trust it, that it's there, and you're being fed it, because you're connected. You're just taking the time to be connected. You're doing the things in your life that connect you. Even like doing art and being creative is a way of connecting. So you're getting the information you need, so you don't necessarily have to know how things are going to work, how to do this, how are we going to get from point A to point B. Don't worry about that. Just dream your dream. If you see that, you want life, okay, we see life as unity consciousness. We're moving into unity consciousness. We've accepted it. We're in it. We're in this fifth dimension, but the outer world doesn't show it yet. Well, we're the creators of that outer world. We created this. We got to this point from our own creation, from having faith, from believing in ourselves, from knowing that the light is within us, and trusting it, and spending time working through the inertia of being in our own light. Now let's step it up and be the creators. So what's unity consciousness? Well, there's no competition. We're in cooperation with each other now. We respect, honor every being, every form of life, Mother Earth, every animal, every plant, every person. We know that what we do for ourselves and to others, or what for others, comes back on us as well. So it's, everything affects the whole. So we want everyone to be happy and whole. So if everyone believes that, that's the belief now. We're in unity consciousness and everyone believes that. that we're all one. We're all sharing this planet together. And the vibration can be high if we want it to be. So we're going to live that way. We're going to follow the guidance of our ancestors, of the indigenous cultures, who live in harmony with Mother Earth, with the sun, with each other, in complete honor and respect. So now I know those cultures have gone awry a bit too, but initially they knew how to live here. And this is what we need to go back to. So, the government becomes a working government that works for the people. Energy becomes free. Land can't be necessarily owned. All these basic things change. And how does that ripple out and look? If energy's free, that frees up lots of money. I mean, if you just think about making free energy and that being the catalyst of change, which is kind of thinking about how to do this, but if energy became free, if we had we do have the technology, and if it became available to us now, we would no longer need the corporations that dig up oil and gas. So there we go, protection for Mother Earth. We decrease the pollution into the world, and there's no stronghold on the politicians. And that whole system would have to change. That whole system would become a council, not a hierarchy. So all these things, just think about how you want it to look. I see a council of people that their main concern is the health of the people, the health and the happiness of the people and of the planet. And that's all. Money doesn't have the power that it has now. And I just dream those dreams, and then people move in, be in abundance, being free in their abundance. Everybody is abundant, because everything's back in balance. And we're just creating and we're playing, and we're doing now. People are creating and playing now. So we're doing that. And yeah, maybe there's work involved, but the work's more like play. And we're having fun, and we're coming together and creating together. And community's awesome because nobody's worrying about what person's doing what to someone else. Everyone's just coming together. And there's no competition. It's all cooperation. How can that look on a global scale? How amazing that would be. To have everyone just flitting through life, having a good time. I don't know. I think it's great. Creating what they want to create, sharing what we want to share. We trade, we buy. Money is as big of a deal as it is now. We have some, we don't, but we still have everything because we have free energy. Our cars work on free energy, and people aren't eating meat, by then, and not wanting it or needing it. It's just not even part of the plan anymore. The beaches are free and open, and nobody's littering. Nobody would think to litter. We don't even create litter. Coming together and creating all kinds of fantastic things together with music and different kinds of art. And so that's the dream. Dream it. I want to hear your dreams. That's what we should start posting on live streams. My dream of the new earth.